Hello everyone, this is Mr. Tanner, and the purpose of this video is to help you better understand the idea of self-paced learning, how I will implement it in my class, and then why I'm implementing self-paced learning for this upcoming unit. So I'll actually start with the why. There's two main reasons. The first is that I'm starting to have a lot of students who are absent from class time, and almost none of those students are making up the work that they missed on the day that they're gone. So by the time we get to the test for the end of the unit and we're doing a review, they complain to me that none of the work they're missing, or they were gone for a day and they're missing work, and they almost expect to be excused from that portion of the work for the test. And our policy is very clear that students are responsible for the work that they are missing. Self-paced learning will help with that, because when students are absent, they can either continue their work from home, or when they get back, they just pick up from where they left off. They might not have to skip a set of notes to stay on pace with the rest of the class. They just continue from where they were. And then the second reason that I am doing this is I have found that for a handful of my students, it takes maybe 45 or 50 minutes to complete a set of notes that might take other students only 25 minutes to get through. And I have a lot of students who are waiting, having nothing to do for 15 or 20 minutes total while we finish those notes. And by doing self-paced learning, students can go through the notes at their own pace, and they don't have to be waiting on other people or feel like they need to rush through notes so that other people aren't waiting on them. This is something that I have done for 3 years at Blevins before coming to teach at Timoth Middle High School, and it was very successful there. Students really liked it. They learned very well, and the number of missing assignments that I saw from students at Blevins decreased pretty dramatically after doing self-paced learning. So I thought I'd give it a shot here and see if it helps with the problems that I'm noticing around missing assignments, work not being completed when students are absent, and students struggling with the pacing of notes. So the way that I will do self-paced learning is by laying out all of the work for an entire unit, not for the whole semester, just a unit at a time on my class website. The link for that website is accessible in the email that I sent that contains this video. And each unit will have 4 different levels that students have to level up before continuing on to the next one. So here is Unit 4, Level 1. It's going to be students are learning about tectonic plates and the layers of the Earth. So it starts with the tasks, and it says all tasks should be completed by March 22nd. And then it starts listing the tasks in order. So task 1 is just creating a title page. Students will make a title page called Layers and Plates, and then they need to tape in the learning target and checklist page that you can see right here. If students are absent and they need a copy of that learning target and checklist page, they just click on the picture there, and it will let them make a copy of the document that they need, and then they can print it out on their own. So even if they're not in class to get that paper, they can always access them at home. Task 2 is a set of notes. Students will tape this paper in, the layers of the Earth that has compositional and mechanical layers in, to their notebook, to the very next blank page. And then they use these layers of the Earth logic puzzle clues to fill in all of the blanks on the table. So they have to kind of put this stuff together. And the nice thing is, since it's self-paced, I have more time to walk around the room and help students if they're struggling or stuck on an assignment. Normally, I might do this as notes, and it would go for 35 or 40 minutes, and then by the time some students are struggling, I might not have time to get to all 35 of my students when there's only 35 minutes left in class. So this frees me up to have more time to help students as well. You can see task 3 is a Google Classroom assignment. It's a reading from a website called the CK12 Flexbook. If students are in my Period 1-2 class, they'll use the Period 1-2 link, and it'll take them right to the Google Classroom assignment. They can then click the link to launch the reading. Once they sign in with their Google account, they'll have access to the reading. They'll have access to the little YouTube videos that are built into it to help clarify everything. And then once they've done the reading and they've watched the YouTube videos that help clarify this content, they need to click on this View Practice, or for students, it might just say Practice. And there's going to be a series of problems that are 10 questions that they have to answer. and it's, again, estimated 3 minutes to do. And for this assignment, that's how students would earn their grade, by answering those 10 questions correctly, and then that grade will go into Google Classroom. Some students I know are better readers than others, and I know some students like myself really benefit from hearing things, the auditory learning portion. So anytime there's an icon with this down caret arrow, they can click that arrow down, it'll click for video of reading. So then if they click this link, they'll get an access, or they'll be able to listen to me read the article out loud. So that'll be helpful for students who need that level of accommodation. Task 4 is very similar to that. It's another reading. Task 5 is a set of notes. Students will tape in the note sheet. Again, they can make a copy of it if they need to. And then they will need to put on headphones and listen to the Layers of the Earth notes. So this is something I would normally do as a slideshow, and we deliver the notes to everyone in front of the class. And that's where we're running into those problems where some students really need like 35 or 40 minutes to get everything written down. And some students can write it down in 15 minutes. And it's just tough to balance the different paces at which students work. So this way they just put on headphones, they listen to a video of me delivering the notes, and they use that to fill in their note sheet. They can pause it, they can re-listen to things if they didn't get it the first time. As long as students are actually listening to what I'm saying instead of like putting the video on mute, this is honestly a more effective way of learning because students can relearn and re-engage with the material over and over again. Task 6 is a crossword puzzle to work on vocab. Task 7 is more vocab practice through a GimKit assignment. And then when they get to task 8, it says notebook check. And they have to show me their notebook because this is where I will verify that they have in fact done all of the notes that they need to do. And when I'm looking, if I notice that things are filled out incorrectly, I can help them correct that and make sure they have all of the correct information in their notebook. And then it also asks them to double check that they have completed the Google Classroom assignments, and it says what both of those assignments are. Once I've done the notebook check and they've made sure they've done all the work for that level, then they get to take the level up quiz. So there's this Unit 4 Level 1 Level Up quiz. And they can take this as many times as they need to get 100%. They can use their notes, they can use assignments they've done, but they have to earn a 100% score on this before they can continue on to level 2. So they click the link for the quiz, they put in their name, they choose their class period, and then they hit next, and they get access to the test questions or those quiz questions. And again, if it takes them 5 times to get 100%, it takes them 5 times. And once they're done, they click here to continue to the level 2 tasks. And then this procedure really just repeats. There's some Google Classroom assignments. Again, there's some drop downs for extra explanation if they need it. There's some notes with YouTube videos of me delivering the notes. Here's another Google Classroom assignment, a couple of them, another GimKit vocabulary review. And then we get to the notebook check and another level up quiz. And then they go on to level 3. Level 3 is going to have new information. This time it's about volcanoes and earthquakes, but the procedures are the same. They access all of the assignments. All of the notes are through here. And then there's some different animations that can help with understanding like longitudinal waves and transverse waves. Here's another assignment. And again, they get to a notebook check and a level up quiz before doing the final assignment of this unit. And it just lets them know, congratulations, you finished all the work for Unit 4. If they're done early, students have to continue to study the Quizlet sets and GimKits in preparation for the end of unit exam, because my class will still take the exact same end of unit exams as Mr. Harris's science class and Mr. Fierro's 6th grade science class. So this is the idea behind self-paced learning, and this is how I implement it in my class. Like I said, I did this for 3 years at Blevins, and students really liked it. It worked really well for reducing missing assignments and allowing students to re-engage with notes multiple times. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to send me an email. You can even request that I call you so that we can have a conversation. But we're going to give this a shot for Unit 4, see what students think, see how it goes with testing data, and make sure that we're not seeing any sort of drop-off on testing scores. And if everything looks good and everyone likes it, I might continue doing this for Unit 5 and Unit 6 for the rest of the year. If anything seems to decrease, like student engagement or testing scores go down, we'll just go right back to the way we've been doing it for the first 3 units. Hopefully this video makes sense to you. Like I said, reach out if you have any questions. And thanks again for all the support you've given throughout the year. Have a good one.